Welcome to the ABCs of bankruptcy and debt relief for real people. Hello, I'm Gary Ray Fraley. I'm a California State Bar certified bankruptcy law specialist in Sacramento, California. I've been representing consumer and business clients in bankruptcy matters since 1978 when I founded the Fraley & Fraley law firm. Today, I'm going to discuss with you 13 things you need to know to survive a job loss due to COVID-19, coronavirus, or any other reason for that matter. 1 out of every 5 workers in America has now lost their job since the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic started. Over 36.5 million unemployment insurance claims were filed as of May 9, 2020, and it's still going up. That does not count all the people who couldn't get through to their state unemployment offices. Estimates are the job losses could go as high as 32% or more. Right now, more people have lost their job than in the whole of the Great Recession of 2008. Total jobs now exceed the number of jobs lost in the Great Depression of the 1930s. People who think their industry is safe are going to be surprised when they find themselves out of work. Every job in our economy is dependent on other jobs in that same economy. This is like dominoes standing in a line. When the first one falls, it takes down the second one, which in turn takes down the next one, and on down the line. So, what if you lost your job? Here's the 13 top things you need to know to keep your head above water. 1, apply for unemployment immediately. With millions of claims being filed, state unemployment websites have been overwhelmed to the point that they are crashing. You just need to be persistent. Number 2, because of the COVID-19 coronavirus legislation passed by Congress and signed by the President on March 27, 2020, there's now $600 per week supplemental unemployment income from the federal government. That is on top of the state unemployment payments. The normal 1-week wait for it to start has been waived, so you get your benefits calculated from the day you were laid off. Additionally, if you're self-employed or live on income from doing gigs, you can file for unemployment and get the $600 per week from the federal government, even though you would normally not qualify for unemployment. 3, don't stick your head in the sand and pretend everything's going to be wonderful in a few weeks or months. It isn't. Recognize that at some point you may have to get rid of your debts by way of bankruptcy. If you don't need to, that's great. But millions of people are going to have to do so when they cannot find work sufficient to pay their living expenses. 4, take stock of your assets and funds that you may have in reserve. Hang on to every dollar you have like it's going to be the last dollar you will get, because it just may be. If you have things that can be sold, keep that in mind as a last resort if it comes to that point. 5, determine what bills are important for survival and what are not. Paying credit cards and personal loans at this time are not important. Don't just pay whoever is yelling the loudest, as they are likely to be the least important. Paying friends and relatives is not important. In fact, it could be even worse for them if you find that you have to do bankruptcy. They can be ordered by a bankruptcy judge to give the money back to the bankruptcy trustee to pay other creditors. If you get through this, you can pay them later. 6, the only expenses and debts you should pay are those that A, keep food on the table for yourself and your family. B, keep a roof over your head. C, keep your electricity, gas, and water bills paid. D, keep the payments on the vehicles up so you have transportation to find a job or go to work. If you have more vehicles with debts on them, choose which one, or two if you have a family, that you truly need to survive. Then quit paying for the rest. Consider the cheapest monthly payment and interest rate and the amount of equity you have in the vehicles when you decide which ones to keep and which to give up. Eight, if you're unemployed, apply for government food benefits if you qualify. Consider community food closets if you need to. The important thing is to make sure you and your family are fed. 9, do not borrow money from anyone. Of course, do not lend money to anyone either. It never turns out well for either party. 10, only if your money to live on has completely run out should you even remotely consider taking money from your IRA, your 401k, your 403b, 457 thrift savings plan, or your retirement. Keep in mind that the value of that retirement has probably gone down greatly if it was invested in the stock market. However, it will eventually regain much of its value if you can wait. If you have a job and need to take money out of your retirement, borrow that money from the IRA, 401k, or whatever retirement program you have. Do not cash it out. That way, as you get back on your feet, you can repay that loan at extremely low interest rates and keep the benefits that you'll need when you retire. Despite most of the changes in the law temporarily allowing you to take money out without penalties, cashing these out will still cost you a large amount of taxes. 12, if you have room where you live, you may want to consider sharing the place with another family member or members that you can stand to be around. The same would be true with non-family if you're comfortable and know the individual well. Do not do that with someone who has lost their job or is likely to lose their job. They can turn into a drain financially on your limited resources. If necessary, you might even consider renting out bedrooms. 13, if you can't afford to pay your rent, you might consider talking to relatives that might allow you to stay with them. Over the last few years, we have seen the comeback of multi-generational households. It may feel embarrassing if you haven't alienated them, however, mom or dad, or the kids, if you are mom or dad, they may allow you to stay with them. Just make yourself useful. I hope this information helps you get through these trying times. If this information was useful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with as many people as possible. Don't forget to click the notification bell to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way, you will get notifications when I post my next educational video. Again, I'm Attorney Gary Ray Fraley. I'm a California State Bar Certified Bankruptcy Law Specialist serving clients in Northern California, the Central Valley, the Gold Country, and the Bay Area. You can find more information about me and the Fraley & Fraley Law Firm at my website, SacramentoBankruptcyAttorneys.com. That's SacramentoBankruptcyAttorneys.com. You can watch and call my office to schedule an appointment with an attorney at 916-485-5444. Again, that is 916-485-5444. Stay home if asked to. Wear a mask if required. Practice social distancing. Above all, be safe. We're in this all together. You have a good day now.